Well, I was speaking to somebody recently with a terminal illness, and it just occurred to me this question of faith and the power of the mind. And I thought, someone who can't swim, you throw them in the deep end, they'll flounder and probably sink. Teach them to swim and bring them back the next week, and they are confident and happy with what previously was fear. And the difference is faith, that the mind knows, I totally believe I can control this situation, I can swim, float, I won't wonder. That's an example of faith, would you think?
Is, I guess we have more faith if we have learning and specialised knowledge and all of those things, but some people can have faith that's extraordinary because you can't see where the basis has come from. They just naturally exude this integrity around their beliefs and what they do, and it's like it's a gift that some people have. But again, relating back to what we were just talking about, I believe underneath all of this there is a science, and the more we understand how we can transform and understand how we gain that faith, the more we were able to have miracles in our lives, the more we're able to change. I find that it reminded me of Richard Branson's story. I don't know if you've read his book, but he was a kid of about 12, and his auntie, I think it was, came to visit him, and she gave him, like, till the end of her visit to learn to swim, and she would pay him like £10. And to him that was a lot of money, and it was Richard Branson after all as a kid. And he tried several times in a swimming pool and just couldn't do it. And it was on the last day, and she was driving him back to her place, and he asked her to stop the car, and he ran across some fields and just threw himself into a river. And he knew the only way he could learn to swim was to throw everything at it in the belief that he knew he had faith. He knew he would come right. And that's what he did. He had to get out of that water. And he was only a kid. And that had a big impact on me when I read it, because it's having courage along that journey that we discover our faith. I don't think unless we are prepared to take that leap, we don't have a real relationship with faith. Because when it happens, something happens inside that gives us this inner knowledge, that gives us this inner knowingness. And you can't read about that, you've got to experience it.
Yeah, but that example now of Richard Branson, who became hugely successful in the power of faith in himself, you have a term for this called manifesting.
Mm-hmm.
Explain that a little bit more.
So, manifesting to me is the bringing into reality, into existence, something that doesn't currently appear to exist. In reality, sort of everything exists, but we don't see it in that reality. So the process of manifesting is the process of creation, and everything around us is created, and it's created by, as we understand in nature, the laws of the universe and the laws of nature. But every physical product is created firstly in the mind of man. And my journey was around, as I've partly gone into, getting an understanding of how is it that this process can be predetermined. How is it that one person can achieve amazing things in life and another person can't? And when I looked into it, it's all in the mind. It's all whatever the mind can truly perceive, man can achieve. And you hear that, but when you study it and see it in reality, it is miraculous. And people can achieve massive changes in their physical, mental, financial, spiritual, and material circumstances simply by understanding that the restrictions to having these things are all here. They are all in our mindset, in our blocks. And if I truly choose that I want to have, whatever, the latest Porsche, whatever, I know I can create that. And it's simply a matter of actually having the desire, the faith, the autosuggestion, the persistence, the imagination, the specialised knowledge, all of the things that come to manifest that outcome. And the universe provides. It sounds weird, but in reality, the universe is compelled to create or to manifest what is truly perceived and experienced in the mind. And that is, to have that knowledge and have that belief is pretty amazing. But to me, that is the truism of all of the work that I've studied, and I found myself that my life really transformed when I started going on this journey. And I'm aware of the blocks that I come up against when things don't happen in the time frame that I might want them to happen. And that's totally up to me. It's not someone else's fault. It's not, we tend to look at our circumstances, at our past, at other people, at whatever, for the reasons that we don't achieve things. And the answer is always in the mirror.